Libra, hi. So this is going to be a reading for March 23rd through the 29th. And I'll take a look into your recent past, your current energies, and your immediate future. And then I'll close it off with a couple of cards from the universe for you. And these are general readings, so they may not resonate for all of you. If they do, there is an extended at the end of the video. You can check it out in the description box below if you want. So let's take a look here. Energies are changing like crazy because of what's going on. People are being forced to stand still, pretty much. And that's changing a whole lot of things in here, apparently. So, for you, Libra, the overall energy for the reading is the Three of Swords. Some sort of a painful situation is coming up for you to look at. You're feeling... I'm seeing you not feeling the greatest in this time, emotionally speaking. You're, something is surfacing, something is resurfacing. Let's see, in your recent past, you get the High Priestess, the Two of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. So, you've been pretty intuitive. You've been pretty good at handling whatever situation is happening here with you and possibly another person, because that keeps coming up for you. You've been on track. You've been on top of things, you know, doing your work, working on yourself mostly. And I feel like at some point, things have flipped, things have turned a little bit. Even with that, when you do a lot of work on yourself, yeah, you got that, you know, that graphic when you go up, 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 you get a little low here and there. And I feel like that's what happened for you. You know, you kept on working and working and working on things until you kind of lost control a little bit. Or this is what it's looking like. Because in your current situation, you get the Nine of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Four of Cups. You're very unhappy with the situation. You still feel really, really, really tied up to somebody else's energy, to a connection possibly. You feel very defensive, which is telling me this is a lot of energy of stuff resurfacing, pain, something from the past that you thought you worked on and you did. But still, things are coming up and you're like, oh crap, now I have to deal with this. You're not liking it. It's very uncomfortable. But it's looking like it's there for you to take a look at. In your immediate future, you get the Ace of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Two very logical people coming back together. It kind of makes sense for the both of you that this should have a fresh start, you know, it's looking like. You're, the both of you are really determined here, it's looking like, to get this back on track. So, let's clarify. Let me clarify the Three of Swords. Yeah, there you are. The Page of Pentacles, the Justice card, and the Two of Swords. You're working on it. Whatever's coming up for you, it's painful. You're working on it. It feels like you're not making any progress at all. It feels like that to you. It feels like you're stuck in your head, like you're all confused, like you're more confused than you've ever been on the situation, but you're not. You are moving forward. You're learning, you're opening up to new kinds of learning about the situation and how to deal with this and, you know, things like that. It does feel to you like you're stuck in it, in thoughts about it, but you're not. You're not. I don't feel that you are. Let's see. Let me clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what changed there in your past. You get the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. So what changed here is that at some point you figured out how to accept things for what they are without trying to control the outcome, without putting any kind of pressure on the situation, on yourself especially, kind of like letting it be for what it is, the situation, right? Accepting it for what it is. Until you started really, really, really wanting this back. This situation, and that tells me that kind of like you wanted things to look in a certain way, you wanted to control, pretty much, has set back into your hands. Where you're like, I want this to work out. I want things to be like this, like this, like this. And that kind of placed you into this whole mess of a situation where you feel like you lost control over it. It's not a bad thing to want this. It's not, it's not negative. It's not, oh my God, why would you want this? No, it's not. I mean, it's what you want, right? The way that you want it. Do not think about it obsessively. That's when the problem sets in, because I feel like you kind of fell into that for a little bit until you look back and you're like, what do I hang on to? How do I get out of this now? It's kind of looking like that. Let's see. Let me clarify the Nine of Wands for your current situation. See, you get the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Three of Wands. You're telling yourself, I gotta walk away from this. I don't want this. I don't. You do. It's showing up here that you do. Just accept that you do. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to do anything about it. Just accept it. Because you're telling this to yourself, right? No more of this. I don't want this. But at the same time, you're still waiting for something to happen here. So that's kind of like fighting with yourself, and there's no point in doing that. Just admit it to yourself. Yeah, I want this. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but I want this. Why not? Because I do see you still waiting, even though you're telling yourself no. Let me clarify the Eight of Swords for your current situation. The Five of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. Lots and lots of pentacles here. However, you can't stop thinking about the split. Why you had to split, why things didn't work out, why? Thinking about possibly the other person's actions, them not really giving you a lot of their energy here because they had to do a bunch of things at once, possibly being in another partnership of some sorts. Kind of like thinking about that and making things worse. You're stuck in your head with those thoughts. The way they left, the way they acted. Focused on what they did. Let me clarify the Four of Cups. The Two of Cups, the Hermit, and the Five of Cups. See, when you're going within, the reality of things is that you want for the two of you to come back together. Now, that's not happening. Because it's not happening and because it's what you feel should happen, it's creating a lot of sadness, a lot of... It's normal until it's not. Until it becomes obsessive, until it takes over everything that you're feeling, that you're doing, and things like that. I feel like something changed here for you, where possibly because you were given this time where most people don't know what to do with themselves when they're being asked to stand still, to not do shit. Eventually, everybody, I think, will start thinking about things. And I feel like you started thinking about things to the point where you kind of lost control over your thoughts, over your feelings even. You know how to balance yourself. You got the reading starting here with the High Priestess. You got it. You pretty much know how to get back to that place of acceptance of what is. Yeah, work with your fears, work with all of that, but you've got it. You know. Let's see. What do we want to clarify here? Let me clarify the Knight of Swords. In your immediate future. Yeah, there is reconciliation that this person wants. Possibly the next level between the two of you, taking things to the next level. But it's in due time. It's in divine timing. You can't, even though they want this really, really bad, they can't rush this. You can't rush this. You can't. It's a matter of, okay, let's see if it's coming. You know, not... The more you want it to come, the more you're like, oh, it needs to happen today. Oh, today. Oh, today. That's hurting yourself. It's not hurting anybody else. It's like you need to be patient. You need to work a little more on you. There's got to be changes here between the two of you. There needs to be a huge change in your energy because it's feeling really, really low because of everything that's going on up in your head. So, and there will be, I'm sure there will be. Let's clarify the Queen of Swords. Yeah. Demanding things and wanting things to happen in a certain way is self-deceptive here. And you're realizing that, and you're back to understanding that it's you. The stability, everything that you need, you can offer it to yourself. And if somebody wants to share that with you, fine. If not, you're good. You're coming to this realization. You're coming back to you, pretty much, you know? When you realize that wanting things to happen like this, my way or the highway, it's not going to help you, pretty much, you know? So let me pull some cards from the universe. The Six of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, the only way that you could balance things out in this situation is you standing in your power. You seeing yourself for who you are. Looking in the mirror and saying, God, you're beautiful. You know? You're good. You got this, pretty much. There's a lot of that going on where things are going to start to get balanced when you start to get balanced. You know? With this connection, things are going to be fine. As long as you keep this attitude of, I'm good, you know? So yeah, Libra, that's what I have for you. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not worried about it, but it does seem like currently you are going through a low. I do see you coming out of it. That's why I'm not worried about it. So that's what I have for you. Hope this helped, and I'll see you next time. Bye.